Welcome back to The Explainer. I am so pumped to share today's material with you because we're going on a bit of a journey today. We are going to start way up in the abstract clouds and bring it right down to the actual physical device sitting in your pocket right now. Today, we're looking at the blueprint of modern IT architecture. Specifically, we're demystifying Microsoft Intune. If you've been in the workforce for a minute, you probably remember the old days of IT, right? Thankfully, gone are the days of a poor tech spending hours physically imaging laptops in some cramped, windowless basement, manually installing software with a massive stack of CDs or USB drives. The modern workplace is completely decentralized now, and managing all of that, well, it requires a completely new playbook. And honestly, that decentralized playbook naturally brings up a question that carries a little bit of anxiety for a lot of us. Who really controls your work phone, especially today when it's so often your own personal device that you're using for your job? Where exactly are those digital boundaries drawn? Who has access to what? Like, if you leave the company tomorrow, does your boss suddenly get the magical power to wipe all your family photos? It is a totally genuine concern. So let's dive into this because, as you'll see, the answer is actually incredibly smart, highly structured, and designed to protect literally everyone involved. To really answer that question, we've got to look straight at our main subject. Put simply, Microsoft Intune is a cloud-based endpoint management service. You can think of it as the ultimate central web console. It's the absolute command center for everything we're about to talk about today. It's kind of like the invisible hand managing your devices safely and securely right from the cloud. And the real beauty here is the sheer scale it operates on. Intune works exactly the same whether a company has a tight-knit team of 50 people in a single office or a massive, sprawling global workforce of 50,000 people spread across a dozen time zones. And it pulls all of this off without needing a single traditional server rack in the basement. So here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. We'll meet Microsoft Intune. 2. We'll look at the identity foundation. 3. Company versus personal devices. 4. The device lifecycle. And finally, number 5, real-time compliance monitoring. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Meet Microsoft Intune and its core capabilities. So what exactly does this central web console actually do all day? According to our source material, it handles 4 broad, but incredibly powerful functions. First, it automatically enrolls corporate or personal devices into the company system. Second, it pushes out vital security and configuration policies to those devices. Third, it deploys necessary work apps straight to your screen. And fourth, it continuously monitors your overall device health. Just to visualize the pure power of that second point for a second, imagine a critical 0-day vulnerability drops on a random Tuesday morning. Using Intune, an IT admin can push out an emergency security patch simultaneously to iOS smartphones, Android tablets, and Windows laptops across 3 different continents, literally with just a few clicks. That is the kind of control and speed we're talking about here. Moving right along to Section 2, the Identity Foundation and Identity-Driven Management. We are in the middle of a massive shift in how IT architecture actually operates today. We're talking about identity-driven management. See, for decades, IT security was all about the perimeter, building this giant digital fortress wall around the office network. But now, we're all mobile, so that perimeter has completely dissolved. Management isn't just about controlling a hunk of plastic and metal anymore. It starts with knowing exactly who is trying to log in. The verified identity of the user is absolutely the bedrock of the entire system now. It's the master key that unlocks everything else on the device, no matter where in the world that device happens to be. And that vital identity verification, it happens through a service called Microsoft Entra ID. Now, you might actually remember this as Azure Active Directory. It's the exact same powerhouse, just rocking a new name. Microsoft Entra ID essentially acts as the ultimate digital bouncer for your company. It authenticates users and then tightly links them directly to their specific authorized devices. But guys, this isn't just some simple static password check. This digital bouncer evaluates risk in real time before it even thinks about unhooking the velvet rope. It looks at where you're logging in from, like are you suddenly signing in from a new country? It checks the state of your device. Does everything look secure? If Entra ID doesn't clear you at the door based on all those real-time factors, Intune simply won't manage, trust, or allow your device to connect. Period. Okay, Section 3, Company versus Personal Devices. Let's understand the split. This right here is the crucial part. We need to understand the exact split between managing a physical device and managing a specific application, because this directly addresses those massive bring-your-own-device privacy fears we talked about earlier. On one hand, we have MDM, or Mobile Device Management. This is strictly for company-owned hardware. In this scenario, IT is managing the entire device. It's their phone, so they call all the shots. But on the other side, we have MAM, Mobile Application Management. And this is a total game changer for your personal, everyday hardware that you just happen to use for work. MAM secures only the corporate work apps and the specific work data inside them. It leaves the personal side of your phone completely untouched. Your photos, your private texts, your late-night doom scrolling, IT is not controlling, tracking, or seeing any of that. If you quit tomorrow, IT simply pulls the company data out of the work apps, and your family photos stay right where they belong. For so many people, this is a massive light bulb moment that brings some serious peace of mind.
Next up is Section 4, the device lifecycle and step-by-step automation.
Every single managed device goes through a very specific 4-step narrative. First is enrollment, which securely registers the device. Second is configuration, laying down the fundamental ground rules. Third is app deployment, getting you the software you actually need to do your job. And fourth is compliance monitoring, keeping that device safe over time. Now, historically, this lifecycle took days of manual IT labor, physical handoffs, and just endless troubleshooting. But now, as we're about to see, this entire journey happens in mere minutes over a standard Wi-Fi connection. It's a completely seamless jump from unboxing a brand new laptop to hitting full operational security.
So let's look at how this practically builds out. In the enrollment phase, devices actually register themselves into the cloud service through highly automated paths. We're talking about incredibly smart tools like Windows Autopilot or Apple Automated Device Enrollment, instantly slapping a management certificate on there the second the device connects to the internet. Just picture this. A remote worker gets a brand new shrink-wrapped laptop delivered right to their front porch. They bring it inside, turn it on, and just connect to their home Wi-Fi. Without doing anything else, they watch the company's secure environment build itself automatically right before their eyes. The background changes, security settings lock into place, and in the app deployment phase, all their necessary software and proprietary apps are pushed down remotely. Seriously, the days of an IT guy walking over to your desk with a USB driver are entirely over.
And during that configuration phase, IT admins are deploying specific policies that lock down the hardware automatically. They can mandate complex passwords. So, yeah, a simple 4-digit PIN isn't going to cut it anymore. They can pre-configure your Wi-Fi profiles in the background so your phone just magically connects the instant you walk into the office. And crucially, they strictly enforce disk encryption using tools like BitLocker. These rules guarantee an uncompromising baseline of security before you even start your workday. And let me tell you, the system is strict. If these baselines fail, say a user tries to disable BitLocker to mess around, the device simply stops. Access is halted right there until that encryption is turned back on.
Bringing us to our final stop, Section 5, Real-Time Compliance Monitoring, the real-time safety net.
Because here's the thing, devices don't just get set up on day one and then forgotten about. The modern threat landscape shifts literally every single day. So Intune actively and continuously monitors for vulnerabilities. If your device is suddenly missing crucial security patches, flagged. If you've been hitting Remind Me Tomorrow on those update prompts for too long and you're running an outdated OS, flagged. And most importantly, non-compliant devices are automatically restricted from accessing sensitive networks. So what does that actually look like for you? Well, you might sit down with your morning coffee, tap to open Outlook, and instead of your inbox, you get a hard stop saying your OS needs an urgent update before you can read your emails. The system catches these issues instantly to make sure one single vulnerable endpoint doesn't take down the entire company network.
And that dynamic brings us to this absolutely critical concept: conditional access. All of those real-time health signals we just talked about, the missing patches, the outdated operating systems, the broken encryption, they are fed directly from Intune right back into Microsoft Entra. Remember Entra, our digital bouncer from earlier? Entra takes those constant signals from Intune and uses them to instantly block or allow access to company resources. So every single step of the lifecycle we've covered feeds directly back into this continuous real-time system. It creates this incredibly powerful, automated, closed loop of security where your verified identity and your device's health are just constantly talking to each other.
So, we've explored exactly how Intune acts as the blueprint for modern endpoint management, effortlessly balancing strict corporate security with your vital personal privacy, which leaves us with a final provocative question straight from our source material today. Are you ready to automate your deployments with Windows Autopilot, or maybe set up MAM for your personal devices? The architecture is all there, waiting in the cloud, completely ready to go. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this gave you a brilliant, structured look at the invisible systems protecting the devices you use every single day. Keep learning, and I will catch you next time.